What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Rock Fragrances. My name is Mike. Let's get started. So today we're going to be continuing our classic fragrance series, and I have to shout out a couple of other reviewers here where I couldn't really find a lot of reviews on the internet for this one, but both Scents of South Jersey and Fragrance Matte have done reviews on this one, and this one is going to be Caesar's Man Legendary Cologne Spray, and this is the vintage version. So this one is a Chypre Fougere combo. There's a slight barbershop feel to it, but it's really much kind of greener, brighter. It has some of those classic Chypre notes in the base, oak moss for one, but it's not done in an overly heavy way. So stick around and I'll give you my thoughts on why this has turned into one of my favorite fragrances to wear. First of all, why don't we take a look at this bottle? I mean, this thing is legendary. You can see the nice leaf there. You've got Caesar's head on the top of the cap. I was recently in Italy with my girlfriend. I wish I had this bad boy or wearing this thing while I was walking around the Colosseum. You can just imagine that, right? Just a word on the version. So this is a vintage version. It has been reformulated. Just make sure you get the one that says Legendary Cologne Spray on the bottom, and then the vintage formulation Caesar's head here will be colored in with the detail. The newer ones just have an outline, and my understanding is the newer one kind of sucks. So make sure you go for the vintage. You can still pick this one up on eBay. I think I paid $90 for this. So anywhere under $120, I think you should be good. You get a nice big 4-ounce bottle here. So with that out of the way, why don't we get started? Nice sprayer here. Get another hit of that. Yeah, this opens up with that really familiar lemon verbena note, much similar to Drakkar Noir, actually. These two get compared often to each other, but Caesar's Man is just much fresher. It's much zingier. It's greener. It's got this fresh, clean-shaven type of vibe where, to my nose, Drakkar Noir, it's a bit more soapier. It's a bit more denser. I think this one actually plays much better in the modern day. It's lemony. It's got that lemony smell that sticks around for a while. There's some really nice greens in there, some rosemary. The modern comparison I'd actually make to this one is something like Roja's Elysium, where you get these really nice citrusy top notes and a bit more of an earthy, masculine type of base. I mean, of course, Elysium doesn't have anywhere near some of the greenness that this does, but that lasting citrus with some of that interesting base, I'd say to punch it up and make it more masculine is something that something that's present in both. Then you start to get those fougere type of scents. So there's a really nice lavender that comes in here. It adds a bit of a spiciness, a bit of a brightness. I mean, there's really a sparkle to this one. It's really an uplifting type of fragrance. I mean, you put this one on, you feel fresh, you feel clean. That's why I really like reaching for this one. I really do, enjoy this stuff. I mean, this one is something that gives you that 80s vibe, but it's 100% passable to wear in the modern day. I mean, I throw this one on, I don't feel out of place, whatsoever. And I think that greenness that, you start to get that 90s type of vibe. So this one actually straddles, I think, the 80s and 90s, really well, which if you consider 90s more of a modern type of style, I think this one straddles those two time periods well and sort of looks forward into the future, where even today in 2022, this one is absolutely wearable. I mean, there's oak moss in the base here, but it's really just tactfully done. There's an elegant mix of patchouli and sandalwood that gives it this creamy, woody undertone as well, which I think just balances perfectly with those green, and citrus notes. I mean, personally, I'm not a fan of overly herbal fragrances. Like if you think of something like a Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, which I really do enjoy, but I don't find it as wearable in the modern day as I do something like a Caesar's Man. Very masculine, very clean, very fresh is what I would say for this one. There's really no sweetness here. There's really not a spiciness either. Sort of lemony, green, in masculine. I mean, you will feel like the Emperor of Rome when you're wearing this bad boy. So when would you wear this? I mean, it's very versatile because it doesn't really have those challenging, overly earthy tones. Doesn't have any leather note. It's really nothing too deep in here aside from that really nicely done patchouli, sandalwood, oak moss, classic chypre. But here, not done in an animalic or overly dense or harsh way. You can wear this in pretty much every occasion. I think it's perfect for, fall, spring, a crisp day when you just want to go be outside and feel clean. Again, almost any weather for this. Daytime use, casual use, no problem at all. I don't think this is really a quintessential, date type of fragrance. For close encounters, it doesn't have that sweetness or that allure that some of the newer designer date night fragrances have. But if you want to, you could have this as a signature scent, and you can wear this in any situation. Don't let me tell you otherwise. Office, a spray of this or so, I think it would work. I think it would work just fine. Night out with friends, yeah, absolutely. This would work. Performance, this one actually performs really well. This lasts an easy 10 hours on my skin. I wake up the next day, I can still smell it. That's sort of one of the tests I like to do. If I spray something on at night and I could still smell it on my skin in the morning, I think to me, at least on a modern benchmark, that tends to do the trick to tell me that this has really good performance. So it's sort of a beast fragrance. I mean, you can get, it's really good value just given that performance. I mean, if Dolce & Gabbana sold this today and threw a $150 price tag on it, people would absolutely happily pay for this one. So overall, this is a 9 out of 10 fragrance for me. I'm so happy that I discovered this, and I'm gonna be burning through a lot of this bottle here over the next 6 months or so. I can absolutely guarantee it. So shout out to Scents of South Jersey and Fragrance Matt who put me onto this one. Really just an absolute vintage gem that, again, straddles that classic and modern perfectly and is just exceedingly pleasant and wearable in the modern day. My girlfriend doesn't typically like 80s fragrances, but I wore this one a few weeks ago, and right away she said, wow, you smell really good. So if it passes her test, which is much more of a, not a fragrance person and more of a modern female nose, I would say this one definitely passes the test for something that you might wanna pick up. Anyway, that's the review. If you enjoy these videos, please like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, take care and thank you.